And let's continue with the theme of grievances. Nelson Mandela University students in Gqeberha are facing significant challenges as registration delays, financial aid issues and accommodation shortages disrupt the commencement of the 2025 academic year. Central to the problems there are recent complications as well with the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS. Newzroom Afrika Sipha Kema is at the university and joins us now. Sipha, good morning. Already there are protests before this academic year can really get underway proper. There have been calls for intervention from the Higher Education Minister as well. What are we hearing on that front, and does it look likely like things might be resolved fairly quickly?
Well, last week, Iman, is when we saw the students taking to the streets, various students barricading actually the routes accessing the campuses, more especially campuses like the South Campus, which is at the far end of the university area. One of the issues, some of the issues that they raised, as you've mentioned, are issues of financial aid, accommodation problems, which are actually not just an isolated incident just to the Nelson Mandela University. There have been other universities that have been heavily affected by issues of accommodation, NSFAS, and I mean just recently, we just saw from the Sunday World's report regarding the issues that NSFAS, allegedly some of these landlords are taking advantage of the situation some of these students are in and trying to exchange sex for accommodation, which is a huge problem and issue for these children, but not just the students, Iman, but also for the higher education department, which is exactly why today we are seeing the Minister of Higher Education at Nelson Mandela University following those protests that we saw last week where students were demanding for immediate assistance, but also the issues of registration. Now, when she arrived, Iman, she started at the NSFAS offices where we were met by a long queue, a number of students packed in that office waiting for assistance, and it seems as though as she was interacting with some of the students, some of the issues could have readily been easily fixed because it wasn't even a major issue, but then now that creates a backlog of some of them who actually have far more complicated issues when it comes to NSFAS, and that's why she's here today. Here behind me is the auditorium where here at the Dome she will be addressing some of the university executives, but also members of the SRC. Iman.
All right, well, we'll keep tabs on this one as well. It's an important one. And as we heard there from Sipha, resonant across campuses around the country as well when it comes to fees and accommodation issues.